Hello folks, I've made the first quality of life improvements to my Seat Mii. Now, as standard, the Seat Mii doesn't come with an infotainment screen. That's fine, it's a around town little run around. You do get this phone cradle that actually works really well, and you just pop your phone in there and you can use that sort of kind of as a bit of a pseudo infotainment system. I don't really like using it. It's a bit of a faff, the cradle. It's just not perfect, and I'm quite used to having Apple Carplay in a way that I traditionally like to have it. Now, in this car, I'm mostly just doing short round town trips, but I like to listen to podcasts, I like to have music on, and just playing Bluetooth audio. I could do that, but actually I've got the equipment here to make some quality of life changes. So I've done a video before on something called the 𝙇𝙄𝙁𝙄𝙇𝙄𝑇 T3 Pro, and I've mounted that. I'm just going to lift this up and show you. I've already done this first mod and I'm going to show you the second one. So there it is, that's where I've mounted it, and you might think, well, that's an extremely strange place to put it. Why didn't I just put it up here? Well, up here, I thought it's going to look like a tablet sitting on the top of the dash, and chances are someone's going to break in and nick it. And I've got this little cradle here. There's also not any good place in this car really to charge your mobile phone. So having a little bit of a shop around, and I found something that could deal with the phone charging. So we'll get onto that in a sec, but first I'll just explain how I've mounted this. The reason I've put it down here, yes, it's a bit out of the way, but this was a bit of a wasted space. There's just a weird little plastic shelf behind this. So I've actually mounted the little bracket that holds this screen onto that. And then I've used some of this 3M double-sided spongy tape. It's called like car accessory tape. And I've just put a line of that behind there so it keeps it nice and firm. And that really is rock solid. Got the power adapter there. I'm not going to bother hardwiring it or anything. I mean, it's fine as it is. And then if you've seen the video on this device, the 𝙇𝙄𝙁𝙄𝙇𝙄𝑇 T3 Pro, you'll know that all you do is connect your phone via Bluetooth to the car's Bluetooth audio, and then a secondary Bluetooth connection to the 𝙇𝙁𝙁𝙄. So all that thing is doing is acting as a screen for your phone. It's acting as a CarPlay screen, nothing else. It does also work with Android Auto, by the way. So if you've got an Android phone, you can also use this same system. I'm going to put a link to it in the video description. And if you use the code JIM50, you get $50 off the price. People asked me in the review video what shipping times were like. So I've asked 𝙇𝙁𝙁𝙄 what the deal is with that. And for the UK, it's like 3 to 8 days, but the average is 5 days. So hopefully not too much of a bind. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I have got an affiliate link. So if you use that link or that code, they'll throw, I don't know, like $2 at me or something. But cards on the table. If you use that link, I get paid, but they're not paying me to make this video. It still leaves me with this sort of phone charging issue. I could plug something in there, but like your phone doesn't sit particularly well in this cup holder, and then your cup holder's gone. There's nothing down here, so I could have got something to try and put a phone in there. But actually I thought, well, I wonder if there's anything available for this. And there is. So I could just leave my phone in that cradle and plug it in, because there's a USB-A just under there. But I've still got to faff about with this cradle every time. And I just thought, what is available on the market? And it just so happens on eBay, I found this little piece of 3D printed wizardry that you can put a MagSafe charger into, and it's designed to fit onto this thing. Now that's the same cradle you get in the VW Up, the Skoda Citigo, so that same piece of kit will work on any of those. I'll put a link to that in the video description. That's not an affiliate link or anything, but it just saves you going scouting around for it for too long. So this is the MagSafe charger I bought. It's by 𝑗𝑠𝑎UX. I got this off Amazon. And I got this after watching another YouTube video actually, but I'll put a link to it in the video description. I think that was about 15 quid. And then this is the 3D printed thing. So by the looks of it, you just literally pop this in here. It's a very tight fit. That's what she said. Oh. And then this goes on the back. So then if we go to the back of this cradle, I'll just pop my phone out of it. there's a button on the back here, so push that and it just comes out. And then you'll also see a little tab on here, so we're going to hold that down this way. This is really hard to do with one hand. That then releases the front section of the cradle and leaves you with this bracket. Now, to take it off, it's much easier to show you like this. You push this down and you push the cradle part that way, so on the opposite side to where the little tab is. I found it very, very difficult. It took me a good 5 minutes and I did swear quite a lot, so I haven't included that in the video. But yeah, you need a little bit of brute force and ignorance, but push that down and slide the cradle that way. I have tidied that cabling up now, by the way, and just in the back of here, I just actually wound it all round before I put the cap back on, and that seems to have worked quite well. It's really quite neat and tidy now. So there's the final version of that MagSafe charger, and then there's the screen down there. And obviously once I turn the car off, it's fairly discreet. If you are looking in from the outside, it's nowhere near as obvious as if I had basically what appears to be a tablet mounted here that's about this wide. So yeah, I don't think that's going to attract too much attention from ne'er-do-wells. Obviously if people want to nick something, they will, but we can make it less obvious, can't we? And I think I've done that fairly well with this little setup. Folks, links to everything I've used in this video are in the video description, so check it out. I think it's a great little upgrade to the car for really quite cheap money, and it keeps all the original equipment in the car. I haven't taken anything sort of original in terms of the car stereo or anything out, and I've now got Apple CarPlay, I've got Android Auto, I've got wireless phone charging, and it all looks fairly factory. By the way, there's a full review of that CarPod Go over there, so go and check it out now. Thanks for watching, see you on the next one.